What is going on, guys? We're going to go through the entire Garcia versus Onama UFC Fight Night at the Apex, coming to you this Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Not a terrible card. Not a great card. Obviously, it's a UFC Fight Night at the Apex. How good can it really get? But there are a couple sleeper fights that are pretty interesting on this card. We're going to go through the entire card. We're going to break down each and every fight. We're going to give you some predictions of what I think could happen in those fights. Obviously, it's a fight. We don't really know what could happen at the end of the day. Don't take me for betting, but I think I have an idea of what could happen. Let's see, right? Some of these cards, or some of these guys I know a bit better than others, like these two. Ariane Carnelossi, 15-3. Monster versus 6-1, has the experience, has the reach, has the size. She's probably going to win this one by decision or TKO. Enough said on that one, right? Keone KO versus Phil Rowe. Phil Rowe is underrated, and I think he's becoming a better fighter. He's a big guy for the welterweight division, and KO is not. Reach advantages on Rowe's side by almost 9 inches. Okay. He's very good at keeping his range. He has a 7-inch leg reach advantage. Okay. He is 6'3", so he has a 5-inch height advantage. Ko is going to have to punch upwards towards him, right? Their last wins at Phil Rowe was Angelusa, which was a decent scrap. It was a really good fight. He lost against Jake Matthews, who I don't think is that good. And he lost against Neil Magny. Before that, split decision. He beat Nico Price, who hasn't beat Nico Price. He beat Witt. I don't even know who this guy is. And he beat Kosi. I don't even know who this guy is. In his last fight, he looked really good. Ko, in his last fight, beat Oban Elliott by decision. He basically wrestle-fucked him for 3 rounds in the nicest way possible. That's exactly what he did. I don't think he's going to be able to do it to Phil Rowe, who is a big, lengthy guy. Keone didn't look great on the feet against Oban Elliott, but he looked great in the grappling. I just don't think he's going to be able to grapple with Phil Rowe. I could see Phil Rowe stuffing the takedown and getting a knee up the middle. Where was I? Phil Rowe landing a knee up the middle after Ko decides to shoot takedown for takedown, and it fails because, like I said, Phil Rowe's a big motherfucker for welterweight. He is 6'3", 81-inch reach. Really good at grappling, really good at managing the distance, landing the jab, landing the teep kick, the low kick. He's very good at managing distance, and I think his losses are arguable. I just don't think KO has faced a level of competition like Phil Rowe. So I'm curious to see how this one goes, but I don't see him winning. I think after he fails those first couple takedowns, his confidence is going to go down. And it's not going to be at the level it was when he first started the fight. Montserrat Ruiz versus Alice Ardalian. Ardalian's not a fighter. She's not. She's just a woman. Unfortunately, she is 10-7. Ruiz looks like a fighter. She is 10-4. Enough said. Ruiz by decision. Norma Dumont versus Ketlin Vieira. Ketlin Vieira is shit. Norma Dumont is a woman that wants to fight. Yeah. She is a hard-hitting fighter, and I don't think Ketlin Vieira is that good. I could see Dumont winning probably by a TKO in the second round. She is violent. She is a great fighter. I cannot wait to see where she goes in the top area. I don't think she's going to beat Kayla Harrison. Let's be real. But I could see Norma Dumont winning by TKO. Cedric Dumas finally got the ankle monitor taken off versus Dante Johnson. I don't know who Dante Johnson is. Cedric Dumas should win this probably by submission, if I had to guess. Let me know your thoughts. Not too familiar with Dante Johnson. Shang Ho Lee versus Timmy Kwamba. I don't think Timmy Kwamba's that good. I know, I get it. Overrated, maybe. I just don't think he's all that. I think Shang Ho Lee is a bit better. I think he's a bit more aggressive, and I think he carries more power in his hands than Timmy Kwamba, who doesn't know what to do if he doesn't get the grappling going. Let me know your thoughts. This is down at bantamweight. Timmy Kwamba's last fight was at featherweight. Interesting matchup. I think Shang Ho Lee is the legit next Korean to kind of burst out on the scene. I got Shang Ho Lee winning by... I don't think he finishes Kwamba. I think Kwamba's tough enough to last. Probably by decision. This is a good scrap. This is one of those sleeper fights I was talking about where it's two good guys kind of facing a tough competition. Kevin Christian versus Billy Elikana. My opinion, Billy Elikana is a middleweight. I don't think he's a light heavyweight. He is 6'3", 204 pounds, and he looks very small for the division compared to some of these other guys who are a bit more built and lengthy. Kevin Christian is a big dude. He won on Dana White's Contender Series by, I think, KO, if I'm not mistaken. He looks out of shape in this, but he didn't look like this on fight night. Needs to be mentioned. I got Kevin Christian winning this one by TKO. Let me know your thoughts. Interesting matchup. Figured they would give Billy Elikana a little bit more of a higher ranking type of fight, but maybe he's not ready for that yet. Rafael Estevam versus Alan Nascimento. I'm going to go with Nascimento by decision. I think Nascimento's going to be able to mix it up, the grappling and the striking. I think his striking is a lot better than Rafael's. Let me know your thoughts. It's flyweight. You know what I'm saying? I could see Rafael winning, though. See, this is a good fight. This is what I'm talking about. It's not that bad of a card. Charles Radke versus Daniel Frunza. Daniel Frunza has lost against some shit, guys. Okay? If he's losing to McKee, not the best look. I don't think McKee is that good. In his last outing, he looked like shit. Radke also looked like shit in his last outing against... who wasn't? He just fought recently on the Canadian card. Oh, what's his name? The guy who else against Neil Magny? There you go, Mike Malott. Charles Radke should win this one based on the aggression. I think he's a better fighter. I think he carries a bit more power. He should win this one, but let me know your thoughts. Probably by late rounds TKO. Yeah, I think his boxing is going to be a bit more slick. If Daniel Frunza is losing to McKee, it's not a good look, man. It's just not. That guy throws two fucking combos, and it's the same two combos. Yadier Del Valle versus Isaac Delgarian. Good matchup. This is another one. Featherweight, 7-1 versus 9-0. I think Yadier should be able to win this one. He is a heavy-hitting Cuban. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. Losing against Christian Rodriguez, though, kind of getting fraud checked. Not the best look. I'm going to go with Yadier by submission in the second round. I think they get a bit scrappy in the first round. I think takedowns are stuffed. And I think knees and elbows are landed in close range. Themba Gorimbo is going to beat Jeremiah Wells. Jeremiah Wells has lost against some shit competition. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Split decision with Max Griffin. Okay. Submission loss to Harris. Harris just lost against Ponzinibbio by TKO. He also lost against Chaos Williams by TKO. Okay? This is who Jeremiah Wells lost against. Okay? Themba Gorimbo got submitted by Vicente Luque in the first round last year in December. Took a lot of time off, which means he's been working, dealing with injuries, fixing the ground game. He's going to come out here and he's going to steamroll Jeremiah Wells, probably by a grappling fest. Maybe gets a late round submission. Jeremiah Wells is not that good, and he hasn't faced great comp. I didn't even know this card had this fight on here. Great addition. Ante Delija getting a jump up in competition against Waldo Cortez Acosta. And I reckon he gets it done because he has faced a lot of good opponents and he has shown that he is UFC ready. And I have faith. He trains with Tom Aspinall. He's part of that gym. This is where it gets almost like bad news. He trains with Tom Aspinall. He's part of that gym, which means if he gets into that top 5 ranking in heavyweight and Tom Aspinall is still the champ, it's kind of a log jam because Tom Aspinall said he won't fight anyone that he trains with or lets into his home. And I guarantee you he trains and has allowed Ante Delija into his home. I still think Ante Delija should be able to get this one done, probably by decision, unless he gets just TKO'd. But if he plays it smart and he tits and tats, lands good strikes, goes for takedowns, he should be able to beat Acosta by decision. Let me know your thoughts. David Onama versus Steve Garcia. This one, in my eyes, is an easy pick. Steve Garcia is so much better, and he has faced so much better competition. He has a lot more power in his hands than David Onama, who is a bit more of a tit-for-tat, strike at range, win by decision. Decision win against Chikadze. Decision wins against Romero. Decision win against Pierce. Second round KO against Santos. Decision against lost against Landwehr. You see what I'm saying? That's not a good look, man. Steve Garcia just beat Calvin Kattar, who is a fucking small version of himself. He beat Kyle Nelson, who looked really good his last fight and arguably got a first round finish over Matt Fervola. He looked really good in his last outing. That's a jump up in Garcia's stock. He beat Choi by first round KO. He beat Costa by second round KO. And Costa is a really good fighter. If you don't know about Costa, he's very good. He's coming up in featherweight as well now. He beat Chase Hooper by KO. His last loss was against Machete a long fucking time ago, June 2022. Steve Garcia has faced some good guys, and I think he's the next upcoming top-ranked featherweight that we're going to get. I would be curious to see how he would deal with some of those guys in that top 10 area. I just don't think David Onama is that good. Let me know your thoughts. I'm excited for this card. We will do a live reaction right after the fights. Till next time.